Hola amigos, hola amigas, Dorian here from Electrolux. Welcome, bienvenido, croeso, salam alaikum, ni hai, ni ho. I can't remember how to say that. I will have to check up on it. Thank you very much for joining me. Today we are in the Australian temporary studio and we are looking at this Electrolux. You'll have to excuse me because I've still got a bit of a bad chest, so when I'm talking and whatever, it makes me a bit wheezy, so I do apologise that I sound a bit like wheezy. I've got my Kirk's Pasito here, a lovely big glass of it. Sam would like this, but I think he'd prefer a tinny, to be honest, or a stubby. But anyway, I've got some Kirk's Pasito, and here I have this old Electrolux. Now, I used to have one of these, very, very similar, but the handle on mine was broken, and they are quite renowned for these handles to break. Now, Sam has got two of them, Sam from Becco 1987. He had one with a good handle and one with a broken handle, so he had this issue as well, and you try and fix it and it just doesn't have the same strength as it once did. This one luckily has a perfect handle. There are no cracks on it, there are no breakages. This model Electrolux cylinder is made in Australia. So this machine, including accessories, is covered by one or more of the following patents in the Commonwealth of Australia. We're still a Commonwealth, just. This is model ZA65, number ME 4587188, 450 watts, do not earth, double insulated. It's in very, very good condition for its age. I mean, okay, it's not mint. The hook is there for hanging it on the wall in the pantry. The power socket and plug are here as well. This has seen better days, but it is still working. It gets plugged in this end here. On the back you have the exit port, and that can also be used as the blow-in port if you connect the hose up to this end. The hose goes and connects up to this end here. It has a lovely Electrolux logo in blue there on the top, and it is this very nice red and cream. It is a bit manky, it is a bit faded, yes, it needs a wash. If we open up the front with two metal clasps, the plastic front comes off, and here we have the dust bag, which is a rather long cloth bag. On the inside there's a teeny weeny bit of rust on the bottom of the bag, but that is just because I think it's been sitting around for a long time with lots of dirt in it, and unfortunately it has got a little bit of rust. There is a sticker on the inside saying the bearings of this appliance are factory lubricated with special grease, and motor is grease, and the motor something is recommended that the machine be returned to the nearest Electrolux service workshop for checking, cleaning and re-greasing of bearings at 3 yearly intervals. So every 3 years they recommend you take this machine back in to have all the bearings re-greased. I think it is definitely past that by a long shot. So I have it plugged in. I have the cable here now. And I have the power cord, so I'm going to plug it in. We're going to switch it on so we can listen to the motor. Ah, I love that wind down. Doesn't sound too bad, to be honest, considering how old it is and probably the last time this ever got taken to a service centre, so it's been quite a while. So what I'm going to do with this simply, I'm going to reposition the camera, and that's all I'm going to do is just give it a brief cleanup. I'm going to put this bag in it, and I'm going to use one of these SIBO bags. I'm going to cut the top off and use that on the inside of this to protect it. I will wash this actually. I will put it in a bucket. There's 2 of these machines, so I'm going to wash both of them, but just for the purposes of this video, I'm not going to wash it yet. It is a little bit dusty, but it is in not too bad a condition. I will give it a quick vacuum out, but I will wash it, but not today. So I'll put that there. So first of all, I've got my bucket, I've got my cloths, I've got everything, I've got my pasito. Currently in the garage it is 15 degrees. It's nice, not too cold, not warm, it's lovely. I've got the light on, I've got the fan on very low, and that's 60 Fahrenheit. So it's a nice temperature in here at the moment. So I'm going to reposition the camera, and we'll give this a bit of a scrub and a bit of a cleanup, and I'm going to unplug it before I forget. There we go. Okay, let's get cleaning. So you will have to excuse me because I will be coughing and spluttering throughout this video. Let's get some cloths in some nice salty water. Just give them a wring out. I'm going to pop the front of this in the bucket to soak and clean. I've got a little bit of Ajax here and a bit of a soft scrubby brush. So the first thing I'm going to do is use this cloth, which is a bit manky, just to get rid of the surface dirt on it. And then use the other cloths then to try and clean it a bit more. So, Dad picked this up off eBay a while ago. He went and picked it up. And picked up some other machines at the same time. The Electrolux logo on this is not in the best of condition. I will try my best to save it, but it's not in very good condition. The machine is quite dusty. As you can see, the cloth is already a bit manky. I do like this colour, nice and bright and red. I'm not sure the age of this. I think these possibly would be the 70s, 60s, 70s. I'm not really sure how to date this. I guess if you're watching this, you'll probably be able to tell me the date from the information I provided. This really could do with the metal being polished on it. But I don't have the tools and stuff. This will come to the UK at some point, but I'll send it over next year on my next trip. I'll give it this cleanup, and then I will store it away and then send it over by slow boat next year. So you will get to see this in the future. So just rubbing the inside of it. Okay, now, what I'm going to do, check that over there, is spray it with a little bit of Ajax and this soft scrubby brush. So I'm just going to wet slightly and then spray with a little bit of Ajax. Move my drink out of the way, I don't want Ajax pasito. And I'm just going to go over it. Table's a little bit wobbly, I'm afraid. What I need to use is kind of like I'm going to move this out the way, it's going to fall over. What it really needs is some proper sort of like degreaser and the sponge eraser on it to bring the plastic up like new. But This will do for now. For its initial cleanup and demonstration. Take these cleaner cloths now and just remove soapy suds. What I would do then is sort of like spray some kind of like wax on it to keep the red, because as soon as it dries out it fades a bit. So what I would use is a little bit of like a coloured car polish, like a red dye car polish, you know, for faded cars. Can't remember what it's called now. That stuff. And then that would help keep the colour on the vinyl. But it's not too bad for its first go. I'm going to take my watch off because I don't think that's waterproof. Doesn't say on there. Water resistant 5 bar. Still not going to test that theory. What I'm going to do whilst I've got my hands in the bucket is give this a bit of a scrub and a clean while my hands are in there. Again, some plastic polish on my wheel would bring this up looking like new on the outside. I'd also do that on the other cream bits as well, but this will do for now. Just to spruce it up a bit. Sprucey baby. I think it's Steve Cook that's got a lot of these Electroluxes, if I'm not mistaken. I know he likes them. Okay, let's rinse that off. It's looking a little bit better than what it was. Okay, pop this down here for a moment. Fortunately, this has gone a bit soapy now. Doesn't matter. All helps to clean it anyway. Okay, one more wipe over. Right, said Fred. Have a cup of tea. It's looking good. Looking better than what it did an hour ago. I was too tired to come in the garage yesterday. Slept for most of the day. I woke up as bright as a button, and then after lunch I thought I'll just have a lie down, and I slept until 4 o'clock. Then I was up, I was bright as a button, and I had tea. Then as soon as I had tea I went back to bed for a little nap, then woke up at about 11:30 in the night, then couldn't get to sleep until about 4 o'clock in the morning, and then woke up this morning then like a bloody zombie. So tonight I'm going to bed early. I've had no napping, no nappy naps. Right, okay. Goodbye cloths. Let's get 2 more cloths. dry off the excess. That's actually not too bad for a quick wipe over. But this really does have the potential to look fantastic, which at some point in the future it will be, and you will see. What I might ask Dad to do is, when he's shipping this, to take these, oh no, they're rivets, they're not screws. I thought they were screws, but these are riveted in. I have to ask him to be, when I pack it very carefully, very, very carefully indeed, and try and protect this as much as I can. Right. Oh, I tell you what I should do. Well, I got the cloths. Just give this cable a bit of a wipey freshen up. So I think this cable is going to be manky. Just a little bit. Just give the plug a wipe over. God, this cable is manky. It's going to need a third go. It's actually light grey. Look at that. It's still coming off. Okay, one more time. Last time. It's a lot better than what it was anyway. Okay, they can go now. Right, let's plug it in to this end. And voila. Move my bucket to the floor. Use my spare cloth here just to wipe the table off with the drips of water. There we go. Let's give this bag a quick vacuum out. Now I'm going to use this cloth just to dry this lid. Now what I liked about the older ones is they had another grid, which made it easier for popping the SIBO bags onto, whereas this one doesn't. Not in the same way. Let's take a bag and my scissors, rip the top off. Now cut the top off this. pop this inside. I'm going to spread it around the seal briefly without it splitting. It does fit because I've done it before. Oh, get on there, you little bugger. There we go. Pop this in like so. Pop the front on. There we go. So now we've got a nice SIBO bag in there. Let's plug it in. Switch it on. Excellent. Now, here I have the hose. It's funny because the suction there is not bad, but as soon as you start attaching hoses and tubes, that is when the suction really does get lost. One tube. Two tubes and the floor head. Switch it on. It's picking up. Right. Let's get this on the floor and let's give it a quick demo. Okay, I've put down some dirt that I picked up from the Hoover Constellation. Let's clean up the mess. bearing or something that I didn't pick up. So there we go, my little whippersnappers. That is the Electrolux ZA65, Australian made, cleaned up and operational. As you saw, there were no issues there with picking up the dirt. We're not talking deep down cleaning here, but it definitely did a good job. It's picked up everything off the carpet, and I'm going to take it through into the living room and do a little demo. This is the last time you'll see this now for a while, because it is going to be stored away and then shipped across to the UK, where I'll give it a full refurb and a proper demo, clean all the plastics. Excuse my chest, I'm out of breath very easily. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed just a quick look at this absolutely lovely example of an Electrolux. Like I said, it will look fantastic once I've done a full refurb on it. Thank you very much for watching. Please comment, like and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you in the next Aussie video in a couple of days. Bye y'all.